All right, grade 11 says, let's look at the possible answers to paper 2, mathematical literacy, 2025. Okay, here we have the paper there, and we shall go straight to the questions. Okay, question number 1. Define the term floor plan. When you look at it, this is a floor plan. What could it be? Someone else could have said, okay, is a layout of the house without the roof. You can say that, or any other definition or answer towards that. Someone can say it's a house plan, which is fine. Okay, how many windows are on the plan above? Let's say windows would be, we have 1. This is 1, 2, we have 3. We come down. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So our answer there has to be what? 12 windows. 12 windows. Okay. Measure in millimeters the eastern external wall. Eastern. So what you're going to do for us, eastern. So now they've told you up here, this is the north. This one's the northern, meaning the eastern, it's this one here. Okay, you're going to measure that. And when you measure it nicely, you'll end up having, in millimeters, you have 116. When you measure it from this side here to that side there of the wall. They didn't talk of the deck. Okay, so it becomes 116. It will depend on your ruler. All right, it will depend on your ruler. Then we have 116, or you can have 115, 114 millimeters. Okay, convert the answer you've got now. Here I got this much. I divide it by 10 and gives me 11.6. Don't forget these are centimeters. Okay, 1.1.2. Amanda bought an Apple smartwatch. The face of the watch can be adapted to your preferences. Below is the face Amanda prefers. Okay, so then identify the type of time displayed on the watch. Here we are. We look at this. So this is what we call the analog. Analog. Or someone else could have said it's a 12-hour what? System. Okay. If the time displayed were in the morning, write the time in 12-hour format. So when we look at this, the small, this is for the hours. And these are minutes. Very well, it's 11. Then the minutes, how many are they? From here up to there, these are 5. So 6 and 7. So we shall say it's 11. Sorry, 7 minutes past 11. Don't forget in the morning, say AM. Don't forget that. Okay. The chance of rain is 8%. Choose the words below. Choose from the words below the word that best describes the probability of rain in this context. So if it's 8%, what you do first, pick 8%, divide it by 100. You end up having 0.08. It's too far away from 0.5. So in most cases, it's what? Unlikely. So the answer here is supposed to be what? C. Remember the probability ratio? Sorry, the probability number line. Anyway, let's look at this. they're asking us here, what does PM stand for? Someone could have said post, meridian, or someone else could have said past, midday. Either way, both of you are right. Okay, let's look at this other question here. Set the information above and answer the questions that follow. How many eggs are in a dozen? The moment you hear the word dozen, please never look behind. In a dozen, we have 12 items. A dozen is made of 12 items. So how many eggs are in a dozen? There are 12 eggs. Okay. Question number 1.3.2. Determine the amount of milk needed for the survey tart recipe in milliliters. Yes. Here we are. 1 cup of milk. And they have told us that already, if you have 1 cup, you have equivalence of 250. So the answer here becomes 200 and you say 1 cup times 250, and the answer becomes 250 mils. Okay, determine the probability of choosing ham as one of the fillings for the tart. So we come here, the fillings are here. So we have 1 filling, 2, 3, 4. So out of these 4, what's the probability that you pick ham? It's 1 out of 4. So it's 1 out of 4. If it's asked as a fraction, you'd stop there. If they had asked decimal, it would be that much. Percentage would be either way. Whoever wrote any of these, you'll be right. Okay, convert 105 degrees Fahrenheit to centigrade. They've given the formula. All you have to do, come and substitute. 5/9 minus 32. Put this in the calculator. You'll end up having 40,36. Sorry, 56, not 36. Ne? Put this in the calculator and this will be the answer. This marks the end of question number 1. Let's look at question number 2. Question number 2 talks of the annexure. Let's go to annexure very fast. Let's go in and we see. Identify the type of map. When you look at this type of map, it could be, it's a Kimberley City. It could be a street map, Northern Cape. It could be a provincial map. It could be a regional map, you know. Either way of any of these questions. So we have a street map. We could either call it a provincial, map because it shows the province there, provincial map, or the region, meaning it's a regional map. Any of these two could work out. Okay, let me see. Street map. Yes, it shows some streets. It shows some streets. It shows some places. Anyway, it's fine. You could call it that much. Give the general direction of Van Mohon Park from Rob. We're coming to the next year here. They're asking her to give the general direction. Now, where are you? Look at that place first before you continue. So you're around here. See, they are telling us which place. Park, from Robinson Park. From, so meaning you start from this place. Look for that one first. Then becomes Robinson. It's here. Where are you heading? You're heading to this other place here. This one here. So if you're heading like this, it becomes north, and this is west. So your answer becomes northwest. North, northwest. Okay, identify the type of scale on the map. When we come to type of, it's this one here. It's either you can either call it a bus scale or what we call the linear scale. Okay, calculate the actual distance in kilometers from Hillcrest to Alberton Fall. As a crow, that means you're going to measure the distance. So we come here, we look at this. Albert Hall, it's here. Then you come into Hillcrest, it's here. the distance between these 2 points, the distance, I measured, I got 50 millimeters. So I'll come back here, I'll measure, but they said 50 millimeters. This is what I've measured. They want it in actual distance. So meaning I'm going to also come back and measure the distance of the scale from here to this, because this is what I'm using, kilometers. So when I measured here, I got the answer as 2.5 centimeters. I have to make them what? Millimeters, becoming 25 what? Millimeters. Meaning the scale will be, these 25 millimeters are equivalent to these 4 kilometers. So let's come here. So the scale is 4 kilometers are equivalent to 25 what? Mils. Then we are changing millimeters. So yeah, we're changing millimeters to kilometers. So we shall come put here the 50. This 50 multiplies with, I don't know whether you see it. We said the scale, we measured it and we got 25 millimeters. This is on paper and this is actual. So we also have the distance that we've measured, which is 50 millimeters on paper. What is it in actual sense? So what do we do? Cross multiply. This becoming 400 times 50 divided by 25. And the answer became 8 kilometers. Okay. Banele claimed that the number scale. Banele claimed that the number scale of the map is 1:80,000. Verify showing it. Okay. But remember, let me use this part here. Remember, we've already measured the scale and we saw that if you have 25 millimeters, you have an equivalence of 4 kilometers. Our aim, change this to millimeters before, because we want them to become, that becomes a ratio. We want them to become the same. So this is 25 millimeters are equivalent to 4 kilometers to millimeters. We multiply by a million. So this is 4 million. So now they are both millimeters. So we want to make this one. What do we do? Divide through by 25. Also this side we divide through by 25. This goes with that. Meaning 1 is to 1 is to 1:16,000, which is 160,000. And then we are verifying and we are saying it's not valid. Why? The person was claiming. Take note of that question there. Is it correct or not? So you can say invalid, not correct, it's incorrect. You know, all those answers that can be there. Okay, question number 2. Banele travels from the Fountain where he had lunch to Bloemfontein to watch soccer match. He leaves the Beggar Fountains at 16:48 hours and the match starts at 18. After the match, we return home. So take note of that. Let's go to the question. What does it say? So they are saying, according to the map, indicate the 2 national roads Banele will travel on from Bloemfontein. According to the map. So the map, we have it down there. The map, we have it down there. The map is here. National roads, we have national roads, the N12 and N8. I don't know whether you have seen it. We have this and we have this. So the answer here becomes N12 and N8. Banele contacted an Uber company to take him to Bloemfontein. If the Uber driver drives a distance, if the Uber driver drives a distance of 160 kilometers to the stadium in Bloemfontein at an average speed of 120, determine Banele's time of arrival. Indicate whether Banele will be on time for the soccer match that starts at 18 hours. Use the so now first we are using we need time, so time will equal to distance over speed, which is 160 divided by 120. 160 divided by 120. We get 4,3. So meaning the time used here, its time is 1, you see it's 1,3. These are hours. So let's change them to hours and minutes. So if you change this 1 hour, that's of 5. Then the other one is what? Times 60. So meaning 1 hour, 20 minutes. So the 1 hour, 20 minutes, when you add it onto 16, when you add it onto the time he left his place, which is shown on my app, the time left, it will become, look at that, he left at 16:48. So what will be the answer there? It becomes 14. So it's 14:48 plus 1 is 2, 20. Okay. So now we are proving the time. So we are adding. So this one will give you the time as 18. 18. So they're asking, Banel, will you on time? Then we come and say, no. It won't be on time. So you can easily also take 18. So it was. We are saying we shall take the time, which is, so it's 16:48 plus 1. 120. So meaning it's going to leave this place at The Uber driver charges a fee of 7.5 cents, 7 rands 50 cents per kilometer. Banner indicated that there will be a total of. Okay, what are we covering? We are covering a distance of 160 times the money that is going to charge. Okay, times the money is going to charge, you end up having times. So it becomes so indicate that indicate that is what? Correct. Question number 3. Mangwazi and his daughter is traveling to okay, he's traveling to Middleburg in Pumalang from Mapokane. Verify that volume of the tank is this rounded off to, take note, rounded off to the nearest. So what we're going to do, we shall see, here we go, the volume of the tank. So remember, when you look at the tank here, these are millimeters. Everything has to be in centimeters. Oh, sorry, same units. So when you divide this by 10, we end up having our height as 24 centimeters. Perfect and lovely. Let's come to our question. The volume of the, okay. So we shall say B equals to L times B times H. So my L is that my L is 32, 50. Width is 32 and the height is 212, which is 24. So we shall say 32, 50, 24. We shall come here and say, so we are saying, we are proving if it's 38, we are proving if it's 38 what? So we shall say 38 liters. So we shall say 32 times 50 times 24. Remember everything we changed to centimeters. So this one will give you, it will give you it gives you 34,400. So these are centimeters cubed. We want them to become what? Liters. We divide by 1,000. The answer became 38,4. Remember they said round it to the nearest liter. So if you round off to the nearest liter, this gives you what? 38 liters. So, okay, that's how it is. That's how it is. We come to question number 3.3. The price of petrol is 21 rands, 12 cents per liter. Calculate the total oil. Calculate the cost to fill the tank of the car. So we already seen it as 38. So this becomes 38 times 12. And the answer becomes 802 rands, 56 what? Cents. Okay. Mr. Mungwanzi is a car, okay? The car consumes 1 liter of petrol every 12.5 kilometers. Determine the fuel consumption for the entire trip. Entire return, you understand? That means the trip you're going to multiply by 2. So if the trip is 160 going, meaning we are going to say the total distance covered is what? 320 kilometers. You see that? So we are going to look for how much fuel do we need. So we shall divide this by 12.5. So the amount of fuel that we need is going to be 34. Amount of fuel that you're going to need is going to be 34.08. Okay, that marks the end of question number 3. Let's go to question number 4. Here we have the diagram. This is the diagram that we're looking at. Okay, so define the term circumference. Circumference is same as perimeter, which is the total distance around a circular shape. Okay, name one benefit of regular physical activity. This is what? To make you fit, healthy, and everything that goes on. Okay, determine the diameter of the circle, center circle. So diameter, what does it? So when we look at the center circle, we have radius of how much? 9.15 meters. This is radius, but the question wants us to get the diameter. So diameter, what I want you to know, it's times 2 the radius. So it's 2 times 9.15. Question number 4.1.4, they want us to verify that the area of the circle, center circle, is this much big. What we're going to do, we already have the formula here, so it's pi, so we shall say 3.142 times the radius. Remember, they have already given it to us as 9.15. 15. 15, you see that? So 15, don't forget, it's supposed to be squared. So at this moment in time, pick a calculator. You do that for us. 9,142 squared. Press equals. So you get the answer there. All right, and you come up and say, verify whether the claim is correct or so you say, it's what? It's correct. Okay, so I think substitution and the final part, because already here they have given you you're already proving this. Okay, calculate the area of the soccer field that has to be covered with the grass using the maximum length and width. Using the maximum length and width. So we come here on the graph. So we are going to use, we're using this. We are using this and this. So our answer here will be 120 times 90, which becomes 10,800 meters what? Squared. That's the answer there. For max 1, we have that, and the units. 4.1.6. The grass blocks are used to cover the area. The dimension of these grass blocks are 500 millimeters by 700. How many of these blocks of grass will be needed to cover the entire field? Show by means of calculation. Now, this one's going to be area to be covered. Area to be covered by divided by area of only one block. So we look for the area, but remember these are millimeters. They have to become meters. So first and foremost, change the 500 to meters, divide by 1,000, 0.5 meters. 700 divided by 1,000, which is 0.7 also meters. So area of only one block is going to be 0, times 0.7. So 0.5 times 0.7. I believe you have something to do with this 0.3 meters, right? Square. This is the area of only one block. So we shall take the area to be covered, which is this much, divided by 0, so when you divide it, you end up having 30,850, 25 or 14. And because they are blocks, you have to end up having 0.858. That's what we need. So this is question number 4.1.6. Number of blocks that are needed. To irrigate a soccer field, this is meaning to water it, to water the grass. To irrigate the soccer field, a special cylindrical tank is used. The tank is 7 meters long and has a diameter of 300 centimeters. Calculate the amount of water in liters. Then, look here, they have already given you that if you have 1,000 centimeters, you have 1 liter. If you have 1 meter cubed, you have 1,000 liters. For us, we need to know how many liters will they have. But before that, what we're going to do, they have to be in the same unit. I would prefer we change everything to centimeters. So the length of the hole becomes 7 times 100, which is 700. centimeters. Then we come and substitute inside the formula here, volume, which is 3,142 times the diameter is 300. So the radius is going to be 300 divided by 2. And the answer became, so this is 150 squared times the 700. 3,142 times 150 squared times 700. You have 49,486,500. These are centimeters what cubed. The answer is needed in liters. So we divide by 1,000. Let's divide by 1,000, which is 49486,5 liters. That is the answer. Then we come to 4.2.2. The water tank is made of a metal sheet. Calculate the amount in square meters of the metal sheet used to make the water tank. Now remember, it has a length of 7 meters. Now the answer is needed in square meters. That means the diameter is also going to change. So 300 divided by 100, you have 3 meters now. Okay, but we shall not need the 3 meters, we shall need the radius. We divide by 2, which is 1,5. So we come and substitute into the formula. Okay. So do that. 2 times 3,142 times 1,5. Open brackets, 1,5 plus 7. So the answer here becomes 80,12, which is approximately 80,1 meters squared. Round your answer to 2 decimal places. Okay. 4.3. 4.3 it says, below is a diagram of a container and a small box which needs to be placed in the bigger container. The diagram is not drawn according to the scale. Okay. Kant claims that the smaller box is packed into the container with the width of the smaller box first on the length. Now, the moment you read this, width of the smaller box packed against the length of the bigger box or of the container. All right. The length of the container. Here you go. So this is going to mean we shall take the length of the bigger container divided by the width of the smaller box, which is going to be, by the way, remember all the units have to be the same. So these are millimeters. These are centimeters. These are millimeters. They have to change to what? To centimeters, so which is 8,7 centimeters. centimeters. So we shall say the length of the bigger box, which is 54, divided by the width of the, so which is 8, that. Here you end up having how many boxes? Let's see. So we have 6. You get your answer 6, 298. Remember what we said, we round down. So these are 6 boxes on the long side. Meaning this is automatic, that if the width of the smaller box is facing or faced the length of the, that means the length of the smaller box is facing the width of the bigger box. Anyway, width of the bigger box, they're telling us is how much? 42.1. So we shall say 42.1 divided by the length of the smaller box, which is 10.2. So here we end up having 4.127, which is approximately 4. Okay, what about the layers as you go up? The layers, it will be height of the bigger box divided by the height of the smaller box, which is going to become 33.5 divided by 6.5. 33.5 divided by 6.5. It's in the round down. So we shall say 6 times 4 times 5. Indeed, this is 120. So the claim is what? The claim is correct. This brings us to the end of our questions.